Very much. During my tenure as chairman for the committee, COM24, a lot was covered, a lot of ground was covered, particularly in conversations around how to reform the global financial architecture in a way that can benefit African countries and developing countries. Here we're looking at issues such as increasing the resources out there that are concessionary, that are long-term and that are at scale. Also the need to improve access to climate finance. And also the need for developing countries themselves to focus on domestic resource mobilization, raising their own resources. And the imperative is even stronger now, given that ODA is being cut around the world. African countries just have to focus on resource mobilization. So really, during my tenure, a lot of ground has been covered. One area that I also want to highlight is the issue of debt restructuring, that we really made a call that the countries need support restructuring their debt. Debt levels have risen, and that we also need to reform the G20 common framework so that countries can be supported. We also really try to understand the changing global landscape, so that debt levels are rising. The cost of capital globally is also rising. And climate shocks keep impacting countries, and the cost is between 2 to 5% of GDP, and that we need responses to this. And climate shocks, for example, we're able to make the argument that we need more insurance, sovereign insurance against these climate shocks. In Zimbabwe, we've been able to do that. As you know, that we've been accessing insurance from ACT, but also now we've transitioned to micro insurance for farmers. And we are continuing with our debt dialogue in order to deal with the debt restructuring issues. So that's really what we've achieved during my tenure, and really it's a nice segue into the next area. One area that I think we would want to do even more is on the digitalization. As you know, I invited a global expert to give a lecture, Dr. James Maniga, on artificial intelligence and how that can support economic development. During my tenure, we developed a compendium that has got, a series of, or list of startups in artificial intelligence from each and every African country. This compendium will enable African countries to share information on AI activities in their countries. And Zimbabwe, we contributed 3 examples of startups, which again is being shared with the rest of the African country. But this time around in COM25, we are focusing on the African continental free trade area, how to accelerate, how to advance its implementation, and looking for various proposals to do that. And here we believe that one way to accelerate it is to focus on payment systems across borders. Also is to invest in infrastructure that enables movement, and also is to promote movement.